that this is a Buddhist kingdom, the probably only Buddhist kingdom in the world. But because it's Bhutan,
Wow.
they're here.
How different would it be, one Rinpoche praying versus hundreds of Rinpoches praying together? Kuzu Zangpula, everyone. Today I am very privileged and very honored to have in presence His Eminence Gyetrul Jigmed Rinpoche, and I thought it would be so unfair for me, or I assumed I might miss this opportunity if I do not interview Rinpoche when he's here in Bhutan. So Rinpoche, thank you so much for agreeing to give a very brief and very informal interview. How is Bhutan treating you, La?
Yeah, of course, it's more than I expected, exceeded in every level. Bhutan, of course, not my first time, but first time to be a state guest for this very wonderful event, which World Buddhist Gathering for World Peace. Oh, it's the people, the country, and government officials. Everyone treated so well. I'm just very amazed.
Nice. And Rinpoche, how are you connected to Bhutan?
Well, I believe I am connected to Bhutan in my past lives too.
Yes, of course.
But I would say that there are two ways of saying it. From my bloodlines, as well as from the spiritual lineage. So both kind of family as well as spiritual, we have a really deep connection to Bhutan. Now, as far as spirituality is concerned, the Togden Shakyashri, which is one of the famous yogis of our time, and his student, Mimila Muslim Sangpo, is one of the pioneer in Bhutan as one of the most accomplished master yogi from the Trungpa Kagyu tradition. So Togden Shakyashri is my great-great-grandfather.
Wow.
So my father's mother, which is my grandmother, is actually the granddaughter of Shakyashri. So from there we have some spiritual connection coming to Bhutan. And family-wise also my mother is Bhutanese. She's from Shachop, from Tashigang. And so I'm a Bhutanese in this way.
Right. I think you're Bhutanese by blood.
Yeah.
And were you born here? Because Rinpoche speaks Shashop, and it's quite amazing actually.
Yes. No, I'm born in India.
Yes.
And I'm brought up in a community where we also have a lot of Pemokwe people who are originally, I think, from Bhutan.
Yes.
So they are, I was told that they are basically coming from Yunfu area and then settled in Pemokwe because Pemokwe is considered Bene. And they continue to practice in the Bhutanese traditions, and their language is still same. So I picked up my language by being with them.
Wow, fascinating. So as Rinpoche mentioned, this is your first time visiting Bhutan as a state guest, and everyone is aware Rinpoche is here for the Global Peace Prayer. What did you think about this big event? What was your first impression when you got an invitation?
I was delighted, of course, and also very pleasantly surprised to find out that Bhutan is finally organizing this mega event, really. Because I've always felt that if there is a place in the whole world that would be most suitable with a theme that is for global peace, it couldn't be more than Bhutan.
Wow.
No, truly. So I was really, really amazed, impressed, and I thought that this one I must attend. And as I said, before also, that this is a Buddhist kingdom. The probably only Buddhist kingdom in the world.
Indeed.
And we have a Buddhist king here. And the people and the whole country is an example of a mindful living. We have in the West and other countries little pockets of mindfulness living in call centers for mindful living. Here is the whole country. Is a complete ecosystem built with Buddhist values and mindful living. And so the whole it's vibrant with that truly the essence of Buddhist teaching me. And not only just in the monastic level, but also on the just social, lay people level. And so I felt like, this country is the most fitted to host such a mega event. And I was a little bit hesitant and doubtful about how the infrastructure and logistical thing, would come up. I was a bit worried about that. But it's just amazing, really amazing. I mean, just incredible force of readiness. And I'm sure a lot of people went through a lot of preparedness for this. And I think His Majesty personally has taken, direct overseeing of the work. So this couldn't have done without that. It's really incredible.
Perhaps I think it's the blessing of all Rinpoches and Ladril who actually came to Bhutan. Because even as a local, I was quite worried, like, Yalama, we have so many Rinpoches coming, and within very short span of time, everyone got so busy, but we got it done. I think it's because of your presence here. And my second question is, how different would it be, one Rinpoche praying versus hundreds of Rinpoches praying together? Will collective prayers work more than a single individual praying? How does that work for the world peace?
Yeah, I think, first and foremost important is really the intention.
Yes.
I think as far as you have a real intention and purity in your heart, everything you do or say would always be positive, no matter what. Even if you don't say prayer. That is first thing. Second thing is, yes, collective power is a very important power. And I would say that there was a Japanese scientist who came up with a small booklet talking about how collective prayers change the molecules in the water. I think you know this, right?
I heard of it.
Yeah, they gathered few people around and meditated on positive thoughts, positive feelings, just sending out to the most polluted water collected from, let's say, some of the very polluted waters. And then after that collective prayer and concentration, they saw that the crystal in the water is changing. So it has that power to influence, beyond our, ordinary explanation. So now here, of course, hundreds of great masters who have come from all over the world. I'm also very impressed that this time everybody made it, really. I would say that in any of the event that I've also attended in the past, not that everybody makes it.
Wow, so this is a big
but
news
this
for
was,
us.
This is something everybody felt so important to be here. So that means they're here for Bhutan, actually.
Wow.
And it's not just the Buddhist prayer for world peace, because world peace prayer happens in some other places too. But because it's Bhutan, they're here, and collectively, absolutely, I think it really sent out a very powerful message, a lot of positive influence, positive energies, and also to spread out. Even when we have Lungta, Chatarsha is supposed to carry the wind, blows out from there, carries a good seed of bodhicittas, things like that. So here we are for a few days, all collectively with one focus for global peace. And I'm sure it must have created such a strong kind of a foundation for a true peace to take place.
Agreed. Wow, just gave me goosebumps. So talking of many Rinpoches, Bhutan, His Majesty is very passionate about GMC, Gyetrul Mindfulness City, and we have had many Rinpoches over just like few years visiting Bhutan and thinking about how to contribute to Bhutan, the Vajrayana kingdom. Do you also have plan? Have you been to Gyetrul? Okay, before that, have you been to Gyetrul?
No, I haven't really been to Gyetrul, but I have heard enough of Gyetrul project, and I'm a strong admirer to this incredible vision that the Majesty has. Again, I said that this is a right initiative in the right direction by right people and in the right time, in the right country. So I would very much love to be part of it. I have some grand plans in my head, of course, but I haven't formally approached, to this project. So I'm thinking of how to say, applying or
Yes.
having my
Yes.
feeling about it.
Yes.
So to have a good thought,
Yes.
and so I hope that I'll be also part of it. This process.
We look forward to it. We look forward to it, and do not want to take much time of yours. If there's one advice for young Bhutanese people, what would that be, especially in terms of spirituality? Because most of us, or perhaps the younger generation from me, they feel like, oh, we are Buddhist because we have culturally inherited this this essence of being a Buddhist. Do you have any advice for young people?
Absolutely. I think, there's two kind of Buddhists.
Yes.
Obviously, one is born Buddhist, so to
Yes.
speak, which we all are. No?
Culturally inherited.
We are all
Exactly,
culturally
yeah.
inherited parents and all the things. But in reality, we may not be really Buddhist in that
Less.
sense, me,
Less.
because we are kind of born Buddhist, so we take granted for that.
Less.
Now, the other kind of Buddhists is that they have come late into life, into Buddhism, then they really took interest because life event took them into the direction of seeking something more, seeking something higher.
Right.
So they started looking for something and then come across the Buddhism as probably the rightful answer that they can
Right.
get to fill up what is missing in their life. And so that is kind of intellectual approach, and then really study about Buddhism, then you really gain some kind of a experience and then a confidence and trust. Whereas most of us born in Buddhist country is mostly like, oh, he's born Buddhist, he's born
Exactly,
into
yeah.
family, so but that can later on have more questions. No?
Yes.
So I would say now that the younger generations has a much more opportunity for good education.
Less.
So with education, the intellect mind also develops, more exposed and more well-traveled, and you can know more. So develop more intellectually,
Yes.
and then at the same time, bringing it to how you connect to heart.
Yes.
Like I said that the present generation, on one hand, very lucky. They have all access to education level. Really. So develop on par with any society that is really intellectually developed, educationally developed, academically developed.
Yes.
Go for that. At the same time, you have a wonderful spiritual culture within you that maybe others don't have. So
Yes.
then bring it to also the way that you can connect to your heart,
Yes.
warm-heartedness or development of kindness and compassion, so to speak. This comes from home.
Yes.
Because these are not taught at school.
Right.
So what your parent can give you, your parent may not be educated, but what they can give you is that spiritual and cultural values. Then when you really walk into modern society, you have the degree,
Less.
but as a person, you're different from them.
Right.
So this combination
Less.
is what makes your unique identity,
Wow.
as a Buddhist.
Less.
Otherwise, these days people think that, if you're kind and compassion, that's
That's
because
the
you
religion.
fell in other things, no? True,
Right, true.
That's almost like, what else can you do? Except you have to be kind because you have no other things, no? So kindness and compassion is not a minus point.
Less.
Absolutely not.
Less.
And it's an inherent quality that every humanity should have.
Less.
But doesn't mean that that is enough. So you have all the, things that takes to compete in the world. At the same time, you have the value that makes you a better person.
True.
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 So my motto is, you can be successful and kind.
Wow. Okay.
So be successful and be kind.
Wow. Be successful and be kind.
Yeah.
So it's wise to say that kindness is the religion.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Less. Because I do have many friends who do not really practice rituals. They say they are very spiritual, but they're not very much into Dung Dung Zheng Zheng. And they say as long as I'm kind, I think that's it. Is that the answer to Buddhism?
No, that's
I do have many friends who do not really practice rituals. They say they are very spiritual, but they're not very much into Dung Dung Zheng Zheng. And they say as long as I'm kind, I think that's it. Is that the answer to Buddhism?
no, that's not only there.
Okay,
no,
so this
that's
is
not
for
the answer.
this is for everyone thinking kindness is religion.
Kindness is religion as far as your connection to other humanity is concerned. No? Kindness is religion in the fact that it has no barriers. Yeah? It's something inborn to everyone. No? But how to develop kindness? It's not necessarily just inborn. You have to develop, you have to cultivate by depending on certain system, certain, whether it's Buddhism or whether it's some other religion that you follow, some system, some methods that help you cultivate your kindness. So once you have the kindness, it's not a Buddhist kindness or Christian kindness or Hindu kindness. They're just kindness. Kindness is same to all of us. That is universal. True. So in that way, you can say kindness is religion. But how to come to that kindness, you have to have something to develop, to cultivate.
So it is important to practice.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, practice is what makes you experience something directly. Rather than being told by someone, rather than read by the script, or rather than now they call you guru, YouTube guru, no? So
ChatGPT and all.
Yeah, ChatGPT, and then these things, but an experience. And Buddhism is all about experience. And what Buddha said is, come and experience. He never said come and believe.
This is so profound.
Yeah. See, come and experience.
Truly.
Yeah, so to experience, you need to practice, right? So experience is what gives birth to this inner confidence. And then you really feel like, oh wow, that's what it makes sense in the scripture. It makes sense from my teachers, what he heard from my teacher. Yeah, based on my personal experience. So finally, your practice is what gives you the experience.
Wow.
See? So in that sense, yes, practice is important. You can't say, oh, kindness is my religion.
Exactly.
Kindness is everything. Do everything and I'm kind. It's easy to say. But are you really kind? How much can you be kind? How tolerant are you? To yourself even.
Wow. This is quite profound. And I think I need to reflect on myself and really see if I'm experiencing all this, because I think I'm also superficially being very kind but haven't really practiced. So with this very short interview with Rinpoche, I've learned Buddhism is definitely the experience, and I think my journey hasn't started yet, and with Rinpoche's kalop and guidance and advice like this, I hope I find my path of experiencing all the Buddhist way of living life. With this, thank you so much for visiting Bhutan, for accepting to the invitation sent by Bhutan, and we hope to see you in Bhutan.
Now, of course, I will come anyway, even without invited.
Oh wow! Thank you so
much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.